What's going on? What's going on, everybody? It is Will here of the Only Sports Podcast. That's right, the Only Sports Podcast. I am here just solo today to really only talk about the Eagles Chiefs game, the Super Bowl rematch. I tried to do it on live stream. My internet's crapping out, so this will be up later than I wanted it to. But yeah, 20-17, weird game. But I did a TikTok on it. I did a short on it, but there is much more I wanted to talk about than what I could fit in those 2 minutes. So let's just get into it. First off, the quarterback play in this game. Hurts had that one big bomb to Devontae Smith. Saquon Barkley, 22 attempts, 88 yards, one touchdown. And then on the other side, Mahomes, 16 of 29, 187 yards, one touchdown. That interception that hit Kelsey in the hands and then bounced into the arms of Makuba could not have happened at a funnier point in the game where we saw earlier in the game this thing that I don't know why we as a sports watching group or fans or people who talk about sports, we just always let Travis Kelsey just get away with being a giant whining baby in these games. Obviously, the most famous one is the now meme where Kelsey just pushes Reed, gets in his face, and is like screaming bloody murder. I feel like as he's declined as a tight end, obviously out of his prime as of what? A year ago, 2 years ago, currently coming out of it this year. I don't know. But it felt really like when he first started declining, that's when we suddenly started seeing these big outburst. And in this one, he's screaming at the sideline. And then he proceeds after that to drop, I think, three passes. That one at the goal line from Mahomes hit him right in the hands, bounced up. And that was almost a pick six if it wasn't for that lineman running faster than I've ever ran in my life. So, yeah, I don't know. Weird game, boring game. I think snooze fest would be an appropriate and accurate term to describe this game. But again, I think when you're the Eagles, you would much rather be 2-0 with some question marks than 0-2 with question marks. And that's really the difference in this game where the Eagles are 2-0 and the questions are first off obvious if you watch the game, and that is if you've watched this one and the Cowboys one, and that is what is going on with this play calling. What is going on where the announcers themselves, who Tom Brady and the other guy today were just awful. I mean, just awful. Like they have on the third and goal, the Eagles cross the goal line very clearly. The ball's almost completely over the line in the camera angle they get where they're down in the pile. And then they go, oh, yeah, that's short. Didn't make it. They replay it and then they're like, I don't know. I don't know. I have two eyes. I have 20/20 vision. I'm not like a Superman with my incredible vision, but looked like the ball was well past the plane, but they mark it down. And then the Chiefs jump off sides, the Eagles jump off sides, the tush push still goes. And instead of a flag on either team, they just let it like happen. Right. So then it cuts to Andy Reid and the Chiefs players are like freaking out. And then the announcers are freaking out as if we didn't just see the replay where both teams jump off sides. Like, so if that gets called, what happens? The play is replayed and then the Eagles get it anyways. Like it's just such a weird again, and then you have the announcer guy coming on the rules analyst for Fox just being like, guys, I'm so tired of the tush push because I just don't like it. And then it's just like, oh, okay, thanks for your input, guy. Like, I just don't like it's so funny how every single week we just see in college football, in professional football, we always see teams attempt the quarterback sneak and the tush push. And most of the time they're not successful. It's like one out of every 10 times. And then the Eagles do it and they're successful 9 out of 10 times. And then the announcers always are just like, oh, here comes the tush push. Here comes the tush push. And then when it happens, they're like, man, I hate seeing that tush push. I hate seeing it. And then it's just like, well, it's not anything any other team could not do. Every other team still tries it. You had Ben Johnson before the season being like, I don't like that play. I like explosive plays. Second game of his NFL head coaching career, he's trying to do the tush push and failing. So I don't know. It seems like if the rules are you can push your player with the ball and you need 1 yard, people line up behind him and push. People line up behind the defense and push. Like we've seen, the tush push isn't an automatic 100%. And again, we voted to ban it. And this is a thing I never thought. Don't let the Eagles get in short yardage situations. Like, how about that? I don't know. That just might be a thought. But again, I've done that rant 500 times. Going specifically back to this game, uh, Devontae Smith, AJ Brown, both had 5 and 4 receptions, 53 yards, 27 yards. Really defensive battle. Even Hurts only passed for 100 yards, only ran for 15. They were blitzing the hell out of him. But again, it's that thing where when Tom Brady, and I can't remember the other guy's name, but they're in the booth and they're like, wow, uh, you know, Jalen Hurts had so much time on that protection. He's standing in the pocket for 5 seconds and then he runs or throws the ball away. And then they replay it from the over the field, shot. And it's just like Tom Brady, the greatest quarterback of all time, is just like, oh yeah, no wonder he was just standing there. There's nobody open. Every single wide receiving option down the field is double covered. Like not a double covered where it's like, well, you can throw him open, like a double covered where it's like, okay, just throw the ball away or run. Like there's no other options here. So again, the offensive play calling needs to be more creative, needs to be, again, a thing I wish the Eagles did more even last year when their offense was good, or the first year where they had not the first year, but the first year they went to the Super Bowl where they had Steichen. Just the entire league, when you watch good offenses, it's all motion, it's all misdirections, it's all, what is it? Like, just have two people run across in front of each other. One of them will potentially get open. Just do crossers, just do again, motion, just do something interesting. But no, the Eagles, it's now just halfback dive, halfback pitch to the left or right, and then a slant play or a go route. That's it. Those are the 4 plays every single time. Like if I was AJ Brown, I'm not mad at Hurts. I'm mad at my offensive coordinator who's just like, guy, can you get me open in one creative way? Like again, the pass game coordinator gets promoted to offensive coordinator. When the pass game was the thing that everybody was complaining about. Last year, they swung very heavily into being a run first team. Obviously, because you have Saquon Barkley, the what is it? You have the great offensive line. He's rushing for over 2,000 yards. Now we've almost swung too much into the other hand, where now it's like we don't even attempt to pass now. And again, Hurts, as we've seen in both Super Bowls, as we've seen in that famous Steelers game where he goes up to the podium and it just goes, is that what you guys wanted to see? We need a balance where I don't like watching, what is it, like the Giants Cowboys game where you're having Dak Prescott pass the ball 50 times. That's one extreme. The other extreme is we're playing this game and we're running the ball. Let's see, just off the top of my head, it looks like 34 times. So we're running the ball in this game 34 times. We're only passing the ball 22 times for 100 yards. It's like, can we get some semblance of a balance here? We have these great weapons. Even with Goddard out, we still have Calcutta. And then we have Dotson, we have Menchie, who have proven to be reliable third string wide receiver guys. We can rotate in and out. We have Brown and Smith, who have been proven more than capable of being top 5 to minimum top 10 wide receivers in this league. So it's just, all I'm asking for is maybe we don't try to run the ball 40 times a game. Maybe we try to, I don't know, run the ball 25 times a game and pass for 25 times a game. Like maybe we have just some balance and some plays where a guy isn't just running a slant route, or we're not just doing a swing out to our running back out of the backfield. Because again, it's just, This reminds me of the Doug Peterson years after they went to the Super Bowl, where it's just like, okay, now we're going to do a tight end screen. Now we're going to do a running back screen. Now we're going to do a wide receiver screen. Now we're going to do a slant. And it's just like, guys, I'm watching a game live and I know what play's coming up next. You don't think the defensive coordinator on the other side or the super talented defensive players who can read the plays from the film know what's coming? It's like this, again, not overreacting. There's still time. But last thing I'll say before I get out of here, I've been sick the past couple days. Today it really hit me and I'm losing my voice, so I can't rant for my usual 45 minutes. But I will say let's shift from, again, because the Eagles are 2-0 and these are good problems to have, where you're winning despite playing your less than ideal games. So when you do, again, week 5, Casino and I always say, is when teams start showing you what they actually are. So hopefully by week 5, much like last year when this team was 2-2, had that big Saints game where that offense was not looking good, and then all of a sudden they hit the ground running and never looked back. So hopefully by week 5, this now 2-0 team, top of their division, defending Super Bowl champs, will be playing good games instead of whatever these first two ones have been, which again, I'm not complaining about because they're wins. I would rather be 2-0 with question marks than 0-2 with question marks, which exactly are what the Chiefs are. So after that game, Mahomes, 16 of 29, 187 yards, one touchdown, one INT. The INT, again, hilarious that it bounced off Kelsey, who was just having himself a little fit mid-game, which he does every game. Again, I did the Kelsey rant. So it's one of those things where Brown gets a little banged up in this game, stays in it. Juju Smith-Schuster catches one pass, 5 yards. This guy, Thornton, Mahomes had him on a broken coverage down the field, and Mahomes has done what Mahomes has done for the past couple of years that I think we need to start talking about, which is he just isn't a good deep ball thrower. Like, he misses people wide open down the field more times than you would think he would, given his stature as the unassailable, unequivocal quarterback one in this league, which also after the past 2 years, I know they were 15-1 last year, but you look at Mahomes and what he did last year, and it's kind of one of those things where, do we need to start having a Patrick Mahomes conversation and just be like, have we already seen the best of Mahomes? Right? Because he comes in 2018, throws 50 touchdowns. The next couple of years, 26 touchdowns, 38, 37, 41. All of a sudden, 2023, he's now all the way down to 27 touchdowns, 26 touchdowns last year. And he's just not having these wow type games anymore. Because again, before when he was a rookie, it's 5,000 yards, it's 50 touchdowns. 3 years ago, it was 5,200 yards, 41 touchdowns. And it's now become this thing where always with Brock Purdy, it's like, well, what is he when his Avengers are out, right? Like, I always see that meme online where it's like, oh, Brock Purdy, he's missing his guys. Like, what'll he be? What'll he be? He needs all his guys. And Mahomes, we've seen now 2 Super Bowls where if his O-line isn't perfect, he gets blown out, not beaten, blown out. We saw Tom Brady lose games, never got blown out or lose Super Bowls. We never saw him got blown out in one. We've now seen Mahomes get blown out in 2 when his O-line is not just pitch perfect, right? So now it's becoming one of those things where it's just like, the plays are there. Guys are open. Mahomes is just not getting them. This O-line might be the worst O-line he's playing in. So now we're seeing, oh yeah, the first couple years, the first what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the first 8 years of Mahomes' career, it's like he was put into one of the best positions a starting quarterback could ever be put in. He was paired with Andy Reid, potentially the best offensive coach in the history of the NFL. He got a Hall of Fame tight end. He got an all-pro wide receiver. He went on to a team that was an 11-win team the year previous. It's like now all of a sudden it's now caught up to him where it's like, oh yeah, we lost a bunch of those guys. Kelsey is declining. Obviously Andy Reid is still Andy Reid, but we're just in this weird kind of funk mode where now he's just not lighting up the league. And now it starts to become the thing where it's like, okay, what is Mahomes when he doesn't have unlimited time to throw, when he doesn't have all pro wide receivers, when his tight end isn't the best tight end in the league. Like, we see a guy that's overthrowing throws. We see a guy that is throwing balls into the dirt. We see a guy overthrowing wide open receivers downfield, where now you look at his stats and it's like, oh, Mahomes actually isn't that great of a deep ball thrower. That's weird, because I always remember him hitting those perfectly, 5 years ago. So yeah, again, I'd rather be 2-0 with the question marks I have for the Eagles than 0-2 with the question marks I have with the Chiefs, which is, if you're the Chiefs, what are you just hoping Rashid Rice comes back and all of a sudden just lights a fire under this offense and you guys are scoring 30 plus points a game? I don't know. I don't know what to make of this Chiefs team, but let me know what you thought of the game. Me and Casino will be on tomorrow live at 1 p.m. our time, so West Coast time, to talk about that game more in depth. Weird game. Some of the calls in that game were abysmal, and I'm saying on both sides. Again, nothing makes me angrier than when the refs are just making bad calls on both sides, and then one side tries to act like they're, getting all the bad calls. It's like, for every, oh, both you guys jumped off offsides, to, oh, the Eagles guys jumped off sides on the tush push on this one, to that awful roughing the passer call on Mahomes. It's like they were all bad. Get those out of the game for both sides. I hate it. We'll see you tomorrow, me and Casino, 1 p.m. West Coast time, for the Only Sports Podcast to talk about all the week 2 games. Adios.